Hi, it's TT here for My Sacred Blood. Welcome and welcome back to the only channel on YouTube that focuses exclusively on holistic menstrual care. In the previous video, I talked about what is holistic menstrual care, and it's pretty much just prioritizing your period while taking into account all other aspects of your life. So looking at your life wholly. In that video, I talked about the Pope's method for prioritizing your period, and I will tag that video somewhere on this one. Today we are in the My Sacred Blood Lab, and this is where all of the blending happens. This is where I blend all of our My Sacred Blood skincare items from the My Sacred Blood skincare line. So I want to tell you a little bit about how I prioritize my period. So initially what I wanted to do was try to align my period with the cycles of the moon, the same way our ancient ancestors did. And so what I would do is I would track my menstrual cycle, track the phases of the moon or the moon cycle, and see if I can get them to align. Right now, I'm pretty much consistently getting my period in and around the full moon. So in the weeks leading up to the full moon, or in the week leading up to the full moon, or just as the full moon is waning, I find that my period is consistently coming around that time. Of course, there are times when, things are misaligned and come out of alignment because maybe due to stress, or, there are other aspects of my life that might interfere with my cycle. But just as a general rule, I try to keep it consistent and I try to align my period. And I know that my period is going well when it is aligned with the moon cycle. Because I'm also the type of person who likes to take a lot of notes and who likes to see things on paper and to make a bunch of lists, and keep track of everything pretty much that I'm doing and keep things organized in a way that I can see it, I incorporated that along with the lunar calendar into one lunar planner workbook. All right, so let's take a quick look inside. Let's begin with the second page, or technically the first page of our book. Don't forget that when you work in your planner for the first time, don't forget to save as, and then as you make changes before you exit, go ahead and save. Don't forget to do that or you'll lose your work. So you can go straight to our website from the Lunar Planner Workbook. You just click on the link and it'll take you to the home page. And let's get out of here. You can also go to any one of our social media sites also directly from your digital planner. So let's click and go to our YouTube page.
James, founder.
All right, and then if you want to go to Facebook, Instagram, let's just do that. You can interact with us directly from the Lunar Planner Workbook. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, just interact with our social media through there. So we're going to go through to the next page, and you're going to go ahead and write your name, property of, and if you're like me, you're going to want to center it. And I'm just going to write my email address here. You can write whatever you want, just a little extra there. And of course, if you're like me, then you're going to want to go ahead and figure out a way how to, I'm just going to get in front of it here. Here on the next page, we have a little bit about how to use your planner. This was designed for a print book, so it starts with a little bit of definition, some background about how the planner was created, how to track your cycle, and then your navigation tool. So you have tabs just like a regular planner, or again, you can use the arrow on the bottom of the page. So here we have our first moon is from moon 1 to 12, our moon phases, and then a little bit of a quote on every moon or every calendar page. And then here's the priority tab. This is where you're going to write priority 1 to priority 3. So I'm going to type that in here. And this is where you can just briefly write what are your priorities for a month, and you can go ahead and check that off. These tabs here, you can deselect them, unlike the ones you'll see on the coming pages. So let's go ahead and get to phase 1, which is the first week of the first moon cycle. And you'll go ahead to track your period. You'll want to click on the button, make it red. And then for that day, you'll write period. So this is a way to keep track of your cycle. And then you're going to go ahead for the second day, you're going to write day 2 and then day 3. Okay. And then this way, don't forget to save. You'll be able to keep track of your cycle. So we'll navigate using the arrows, and as you can see, it works the same way for every phase on every page. All right, so now we're in the goals, and here we're going to talk about our SMARTer goal. And the definitions are specifics, means, actions, reason, time, reward, and rewind. And we'll talk a little bit more about that when we get there. So here is I am planning. We always speak in the present. I am planning to write my memoirs. And then I'm going to decide, is this a short-term goal, a midterm goal, or a long-term goal? I'm going to click on long-term. Then I'm going to go into the specifics. I'll write one chapter every moon, for example. And then I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to fill in the rest of it based on the directions that you've already read in the previous page. All right, so once I've reached my deadline, I'm going to either have a reward or I'm going to have to rewind. So here I'm going to reward myself, and it doesn't have to be a physical reward. I'm going to take 1 week break before editing my manuscript. And then if I should have to rewind, I'm going to select that option, and I'm going to write that I will complete the remaining chapters next moon, or whatever my next steps might be. All right, and then we have a few pages, 6 pages of goals. And now we can go into nutrition. So you're going to create your meal plan, your own meal plan, or your own little mini food chart. And then we have a little bit of extra info there. If you click on the graphics, just deselect them by clicking on them. And then you're going to go ahead and type in whatever you want to eat each month. And you're going to stick to the same meal plan every moon, every phase. So if you use drugs, and birth control pills is a drug, you're going to select drug. If it's other, for example, fast food is another. Okay, so this month or this moon, you might have ordered some pizza. Okay, so you're going to note that in your remarks just to keep track of what you're eating every moon or eating every week. So we have that from moon 1 to 12. So we're going to go ahead and navigate to our lists page. And this is just for general lists, anything they can be related to your goals, or just simple grocery lists if that's what you'd like to do. I'm going to buy some water this month, and then I'm going to get some tea maybe, and then some fruit, and I'm going to just keep it moving. All right, and once you buy whatever you need, get whatever you need, you can check it off, and you can select and deselect those checkboxes. And of course, on the notes page, you can write whatever you want in this section. Okay, so we have a few pages of notes, and then we get to the end of the page. You can navigate right back to the top by clicking on the logo. Thanks again for watching, and remember, you can catch me here every moon day at noon, where we will always be talking periods.